Ramblin' Man Moto coming at you. Happy New Year. So I've had the Indian Super Chief Limited that I've been out riding because my Indian Springfield had the stock seat that was sent to Mean City Cycles. And I decided not to put the ultimate seat that I had on back on the Springfield. I decided to just leave it be. And I used that as an opportunity to ride the Super Chief Limited back before there was snow on the ground. So I got the seat back from Mean City Cycles. As I record this, I cannot recall if I have photos that I took of the seat before I sent it to them. I'm pretty sure I took photos. Wish I would have taken some better video. And I got the seat back from them a few days ago. I have put it on the bike just to see how it looked and to sit on it. I haven't connected everything because I wanted to show you the seat. And that's what we're going to do. Before I get to showing you the seat, I'll just give a shout out to those guys and their customer service. I had reached out to them by email and phone, and I had a good conversation with them before I ordered. They answered some questions by email before that, and quick responses, polite, thorough, didn't just say, look at the website, which I'd done. Their website has pretty much everything you'd want, but I did want to just, make sure, see if there was any suggestions they had for my setup and what I was trying to accomplish. The message, the marching orders I gave to them was, I really like the stock seat position. Unlike the Ultimate, I didn't want to go up and forward, and unlike the Corbin, I didn't want to go backwards. I was pretty much comfortable with the stock seat, but after about 20 minutes or so, the stock seat just became very uncomfortable. And if there was a trade-off that I needed to make, I would be willing to go forward a little bit more if needed. And if I really had to go up some because I'm adding foam, and so be it. They assured me that, no, we can keep you in the stock position. So I did the double memory foam option from Mean City Cycles. And if you go to their website, I'll put a link in the description. They got a bunch of different options for some Harley bikes. It sounds like there's a few more options that they have with particular seats. But I decided to send my stock Indian seat to them and see what they could do. And when I ordered it by phone and go over the order sheet, they were nice enough to tell me that they were having it wasn't Black Friday. It was basically a Christmas sale. And they didn't have to volunteer that because I didn't know it. It wasn't on their website, so I'm not sure where they were advertising it, but they mentioned that, so that got me a discount. Just for those who are curious, I'm in Virginia, and they are in North Carolina. I'm going to double check the amount, and I'll correct it if I'm wrong here, but I think I had to pay like about 75 to 80 bucks to get that shipped down there to them. And then on the return shipping, because, they have the power of bulk, I guess, and to negotiate, I think they charge like 35 bucks to ship the seat back. And if I'm wrong about any of those numbers, I'll put it here in the subtitles if I got any of that wrong. Cut. I'm going to jump in here. It's late at night, and I'm watching this video footage that I cut about this seat. And I just want to mention two things I forgot to say in the video. One, when you send your seat to Mean City Cycle, you schedule the date in advance and you ship the seat to them. They did the seat on the exact day that they told me they would, that it was scheduled, and they called me that same day to walk me through what they did and to confirm, nothing came up any weird. They did exactly what I asked, and they gave me a shipping number and then emailed that to me. So good stuff on all accounts. They did what they said they were going to do, and definitely communicated well on it as well. All right, back to the video. I'm going to show you some pictures now if I have them. If I don't, I won't. But I'm going to take the seat, just lift it off. I haven't bolted it down or anything. So I'm going to take this seat off and show it to you. Okay, guys, this is the stock seat from the Indian Super Chief Limited. You probably can't tell any difference, right? That's how it should be. That's what the whole point is of doing the stock seat. Now, sometimes there's a bias you can have that if you think something is worth what you paid for it, or that it's a solution. You see what you want to see. And I'm trying to guard against that, but at least when I looked at this initially when I got it back, it looked a little thicker and firmer through here to me. And I think it is. And anyhow, it looks exactly the same otherwise. And then if you flip it over, I've got some tape over some information that is personal to me on there. But this is the stock seat. And they'll tell you, I think it's on their website, and I think they mentioned it over the phone, that most people can't see any difference after they get the seat back, because that's how it really should be. It's all under the seat, and they're using your stock pan and your stock. I didn't have them do anything fancy with the seat cover or getting new leather, so it's just the stock seat. And there are some openings where, you know, the seat has it already built in here, right here, and you know, back in here there's some foam that you know, if I really wanted to, I haven't really even touched this thing. You know, it's their double memory foam that's down in there, and I'm not going to sit here and keep pressing it, but it's right in there. And I did place it on the bike and just sit on it to kind of get a feel for it. The first thing I wanted to rule out was, am I in the stock seat position? And I am. My feet still both touch the ground when I'm seated on the bike, which is what I was aiming for. With the Ultimate seat, my tippy toes were touching the ground. And with the Corbin seat, on the Corbin seat, they were almost touching the ground flat, but I was further back, so I felt like my arms were extended. I liked the position of the stock seat, especially for the center of gravity. The Ultimate took me taller than I wanted to be. And some people said they ordered the Ultimate tall boy. And at 5'8", 5'9"-ish, I don't tend to order tall boy anything, right? But I've read some people on forums saying that the tall boy seat was actually the one that was the stock position. But when I checked with Ultimate, they said, well, yeah, it might be for you and your bike, but it's still going to take you up. Which is frustrating because their advertising doesn't say that. It talks about keeping you in the stock position, unless you bought the tall boy, it would take you back, and the whatever they called their short version would take you forward. The one I bought, the mid rider, was supposed to keep you the same. Anyhow, enough on them. But anyhow, this is what the seat looks like. You know, I think they took it completely off and then restapled it all the way around, which I can see. I'm hoping they did a good job on that. I have no reason to suspect they didn't, other than I'm just a cynic. I think, like a lot of us, we've been disappointed by many companies, and I have been through the ringer trying to find a solution to this seat. So I'm going to put the seat back on and go ahead and put the seat bolts back in. For now, I think I'm going to set the Springfield up as a solo seat. If I wanted to, I could send those guys down there to do the same thing with the passenger seat that they did with this. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to have a passenger. And if I set this back up with the sissy bar and the luggage rack, it'll mainly be for the storage. You know, one is the rear seat is a good storage area, either if I'm locking the helmet and using that cable lock, or to pack a suitcase. Whereas on the solo seat setup, which is what I think I'm going to do, to me it looks better. But some of the, like the flagpole sort of holders I bought don't fit the classic bag. They fit the saddle bag, the sissy bar rack. Also, the ability to stack the luggage or have extra spaces for the luggage is reduced. If I had the sissy bar rack, I could seat some luggage on the rear seat in addition to the bag that's on the rear. On the solo seat setup, you've got just the luggage rack, and right now I've got that black Indian bag I transferred over. I'm on the fence about that, because if I take this bike on a longer trip, I might need that extra storage space. So there is a chance that I'm going to end up switching it back to put the passenger seat on. In fact, as I'm talking to you on this video, I'm kicking around, talking myself into maybe putting the passenger seat back on it just for the storage. I think I might sell that Ultimate seat. I don't think I'm going to keep it, so I think I'm going to try to resell that. And right now, the sissy bar rack has their backrest on it rather than the one that came with the bike. So I'm going to have to switch all that around too. So I think for now, we'll do the classic, and then I'll mess around with getting that ultimate prepared for sale. Okay, I'll show you this after I get it back on. You know, basically getting the seat back on is putting this on the bike, screwing in the 2 seat bolts, putting on the 2 side covers, which I now spray to soften those prongs and get them lubricated so it doesn't snap like what happened in my video when I was getting this ready to send to Mean City. And then you got the rear seat bolt that also goes in, and that ties in with the luggage rack system. And the other thing I'll mention is on the right seat bolt, I have cross-threaded it, or whatever the right word is to describe. I can't get the right seat bolt back in. And some folks on the Indian forums told me that they either don't use that seat bolt anyway, they don't use them at all, they just rely on the rear one. Some people told me to do, I guess you pronounce it helicoil, whatever. I've never done those. I tend to have a guy help me with that stuff who can bang them out much quicker than I can. You know, so I might end up going that route when he's doing some other work for me. Now, I'm gonna get the seat back on, and I'll show you what it looks like when it gets back on. All right, guys. So it's a little darker than when I started the video. An Amazon guy came, and we ended up having a, I don't know, 20-minute discussion about motorcycles. He was complimenting the bike, and where I'm at is I've put the seat back on, and I've got the 1 seat bolt back in and the 1 cover. And I just wanted to show you from this side, because you can get a pretty good idea now what it looks like. I think it pretty much looks the same, which is the point. But I think, you know, from this angle, you can still see that the seat looks a little thicker than when I got it. But I can, well, I'll show you. So I don't have on my motorcycle boots right now, but I do have on some tennis shoes, and both feet, you can see, are on the ground firmly. This feels better to me. Again, I haven't been able to go on a ride yet. I'm kicking around whether to go now, but probably I won't, because it's so wet and yucky and salt still on the roads and stuff. But anyhow, you can kind of see I can touch both feet, and it feels a little better to me than it did before. All right. My dog has gotten the idea. That he's just going to lay in the snow and protest. Serenity now. I just remembered that in order to put the solo luggage rack on the back, you have to do what? Remove the side panels and remove the seat. So they're all coming back off, so I can do that part. Now I'm back. So I got the seat covers on, I got the luggage rack on, and you can take a look. Again, you shouldn't see much difference. I'm going to do a walk around here so you can see the other side. You can see what I mean about the luggage rack removes some of the storage that you lose by removing the rear seat. So before, the luggage rack would be sitting out here because you had the sissy bar and the rear seat. And if I start going on longer trips, which I hope to do, that are overnight, I might end up putting that back on there. And eventually I might, you know, my wife has said she'll be a passenger, but I've kind of been stalling on that because I want to be like very comfortable in my skill set. And maybe I'm overthinking it, but I've just been really holding off on that. And anyhow, we got the classic seat for now. And I mentioned if I sell the Ultimate, I'm going to need to swap the backrest before I sell it to put the stock backrest back on the sissy bar. Let me show you this side. All right, so the only difference I notice is because I could not get this seat bolt in. That's the one I think I cross-threaded. It won't go in. I can see the seat bolt, and normally I don't think this has anything to do with the foam pushing it up. But, you know, if I normally would have it further down, might not be able to tell that, but normally you wouldn't even see that little bit. But I think that's because I don't have the bolt in. And a couple of guys on the forums told me they don't even use those side bolts. There's one here. The rear bolt, when you have the classic solo seat, is under there. And so that's holding the luggage rack on. I want to do one more test. I haven't sat on it now that I got the luggage rack, and I'm really finished with it. So let me sit on it here. All right, so I got both feet down, and just because I haven't lately, what the heck, we'll give it a start. That has nothing to do with the seat, but what the heck. You can't tell this, but I got a low fuel warning. I don't have much left. I got a low fuel warning. I forgot the last time I went out, I was right on the edge. I might actually get fuel and bring it back here. We're that close. Once I can go on a ride, I'll take you along and see what the final verdict is. They did tell me at Mean City that I think they said an 800 to 1,000 mile break-in, which in warmer weather I would probably knock out in a few days or less. Right now with the winter, it is what it is. They said basically give it that long, and then you can ship it back to them, which of course is going to be another $75 or $85, and they will reshape it if needed, if you're not happy with something. So I don't. From what I've read in other reviews, that might be free. I didn't actually ask them. I guess if you're getting the same service and they're doing something comparable to fix it. But right now, I can tell a difference just sitting on it. Because before, it almost felt like you could feel the seat pan. So I'm hoping this doesn't go away. And even if it felt firm, the Corbin seat feels firm. And I've got a Corbin seat on my Super Chief Limited. I have one on my Scout. It felt firm, but I always felt comfortable. The first weekend I put the Corbin on my old Scout, I went all the way to the Outer Banks and back and felt fine. No seat complaints. I've never really had an issue with that Corbin on the Super Chief. Just my back. My back would start to hurt, and the backrest helps with that. And I have the cheap backrest I bought for this thing, and the Mean City Cycles, because it doesn't change the seat pan, is compatible with whatever the stock seat would have been compatible with. All right, that's it. I'll see you on the road.